Each atom of that stone, each mineral flake of that night-filled mountain, in itself forms a world. The struggle itself towards the height is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy.
What was that?
Albert Camus, French philosopher, terrible five-a-side player. I had to replace him with Simone de Beauvoir. Well then, Miss Fitzallen, are you ready for your first night aboard?
I've brushed my teeth, got myself a glass of water, and I'm wearing my comfiest pajamas. Not exactly a Starfleet uniform, but it beats a red shirt, I guess.
Trust me, when it comes to traveling the universe, you'll be surprised how far a little comfort goes.
Thank you for letting me stay. I feel a bit like a squatter. Albeit squatting in an infinitely large, self-repeating space-time machine.
You're no squatter, Ella. My friends are always welcome here, and always safe too. Now, you should get some rest. Big day tomorrow. Why? Well, it's a time machine. Every day's a big...
What is that? Is that bad?
It's the cloister bell. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it just means the TARDIS is hungry. Looks like some kind of space-time anomaly. A gravitational wave, maybe.
Did you just make that up?
For once, no. Fasten your seatbelt, Ella. We may experience some slight turbulence. Oh, well, that wasn't so bad.
Doctor?
You know, once the TARDIS exploded, putting her back together was a real pain.
Doctor, stop!
Ella, what's wrong? Ella.
I saw...
What did you see, Ella?
My mum, I saw my mum. She was just standing there, by the bookcase. Looking right at me, oh my god.
Ella, your mom is dead.
I know that, but I saw her. How could she be here? You said this place was safe.
It is. It shouldn't be possible for anything to enter the TARDIS without me wanting it to. And I certainly don't allow for hauntings.
Then how could that happen? Please, Doctor, I'm terrified right now.
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Ella, come over here.
What's this?
You're right. This needs to be a safe place. You can't stay here if you don't feel entirely at ease. And if you don't, that means I have to fix it. Put your hands in here.
Looks weird.
It is weird. TARDIS telepathic circuits.
Your spaceship is going to read my mind.
More than that, it can read your life, tracing the lines of your personal history, both emotional and physical. Your life, Ella, bleeds into the fabric of a universe, like the edges of a melting snowflake. The TARDIS can trace them across the boundaries of space and time, and that way help us answer any questions we might have.
Wish fulfillment, then.
More or less. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
The 12th Doctor Fan Audios. Episode 5. The History of Sadness.
Big outer space aircraft hangar thing. Not exactly where I thought the boundaries of my life would be, or whatever it is you said.
Orbital space station. 28th century, and human, judging by the architecture and design of that shuttle. In less than a century, massive solar storms will batter the Earth, causing the biggest exodus in history.
Speaking of battered, this place looks a mess. Is it safe?
Not remotely. I think something massive smashed into this place, and now it's barely holding together.
The gravity wave that hit us?
Very possibly.
Okay, so I know when we are, but not where we are.
Turn about 90 degrees to your left. You should find out.
Alright. Okay. Wow. That's Saturn.
Well spotted. Most distinctive rings of any planet in the universe.
I can't believe it. That's actually Saturn.
The sixth planet of your solar system, named for Kronos, the great titan of Greek mythology and father of the gods. He was the bringer of old age, the deity associated with time and the harvest. Many early Christians believed the planet to be a demon, an evil devil burning against the night sky, projecting sickness and corruption into the world. The Ice Warriors called it Varyan, which means the kind widow, and the Fire Maidens of Venus named him Bakudan, he who wears sadness about his neck.
It's beautiful. And so, I don't know. Quiet.
It's hanging in the middle of deep space. I'd be a bit worried if it were making a noise.
Shut up. I was trying to be poetic.
I think we should save the recitals for later.
Agreed. So why did the TARDIS bring us here?
I don't know. Any connection you can think of? Are you absolutely sure your mom never visited Saturn?
Well, it doesn't look much like the Welsh caravan we used to holiday in, but anything's possible, I guess.
You're being sarcastic?
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
Well, that's irritating. I was hoping to get this wrapped up in a sharp 10 minutes or so. You know, rather than spending the full 45.
Maybe we can try and work it out back at the TARDIS for now.
Good idea.
You two, don't move.
Oh, come on. We were about to leave.
Two of you? How the hell did you get here? It's a graveyard out there. No ship could navigate.
Well, as a rule, I don't respond to questions so well with a gun pointed at me.
Is she wearing pajamas?
Hey, don't be so judgy. This was a spontaneous trip.
Here. This should tell you everything. Psychic paper shows them whatever I want them to see.
You're from the Mercury Corps?
The emergency responders?
Yes, that's us. Emergency services.
In your pajamas?
Can we please move on from that?
Alright, you know who we are. It remains for you to tell us who you are. From left to right, go, and be quick.
Johnson, security.
Yang, xenobiology research.
And you?
Oh, I'm nobody. I'm Rex. Maintenance.
Basically the janitor then.
I guess so.
Good. That means you're in charge. Which means you're the one that's going to tell me what happened to the space station.
We need to get away from here. Back to the medical pavilion.
The medical pavilion?
It's structurally the safest place on the station, which isn't saying an awful lot, to be honest.
And it's safe from her.
Huh? Who's her?
That's it. We're leaving.
Well, we could just go into my box here.
Come on, quickly. least here the roof won't collapse on us.
All this food. Have you been living here?
Past 12 days, yes.
Well then, now that we are, as you claim, safe, why don't you three tell us exactly what's been happening? Succinctly, please, and politely, if at all possible.
Well, as you know, since the experiment.
No. Start from the beginning. The proper beginning.
But you're the Mercury Corps. Shouldn't you know all this already?
Just indulge me. It helped me build a better picture.
Alright, fine. This is Kronos Labs, an entirely orbital research facility posted around the sixth planet, first of its kind. Our goal is to make use the unique properties of Saturn's rings to conduct gravity experiments. Folding space, making interstellar travel quicker and easier, that kind of thing. 2 weeks ago, we sent Grace out on her first manned mission.
Who's Grace?
Grace Fournier? Are you seriously telling me you don't know who Grace Fournier is?
Are you too sure you're from Mercury?
God's sakes, guys, just answer her questions. Grace Fournier was the best pilot in the solar system. She turned the Ice Warriors back at the Battle of Neptune single-handedly.
What exactly was an ace military pilot doing with a bunch of gravity researchers?
She volunteered. Besides, she was the only one with the talent to accurately follow the flight paths.
So you sent her out, but something went wrong.
She was meant to fly a path between the planet and the rings, trying to cause a gravitational anomaly for us to measure. She followed the pattern, the anomaly appeared, but then she just vanished. Grace disappeared, along with her ship.
Crashed into nothing by the gravity, I suppose.
So we assumed.
That's so horrible.
And after that, the gravitational wave struck.
Not straight away. There was more than a day between the two incidents.
That's when the weird stuff started.
Oh, shut up, Johnson. They don't need to hear your superstitious rubbish.
Actually, I would like to hear the superstitious rubbish. Go on, big stupid gunman.
People started seeing Grace all over the station. In the hangar bay, in the mess hall, in the dormitories. Only place she hasn't been seen was up here. Then the gravity wave hit.
What do you mean? See her?
She started to show up like an apparition. A ghost.
Doctor?
Don't worry, Ella. We'll figure this out.
You're an idiot, Johnson. There's no ghosts. It's your imagination.
Tens of people saw her.
They were grieving. Everyone loved her. They see her everywhere.
What they saw was a ghost made out of light in the shape of Grace Fournier.
But does sound like fairly convincing evidence.
It must be the hologram system.
Oh my god. You are full of it, Yang.
Guys, please.
You lot are ridiculous. So the ghost appeared and then the wave hit. This place is huge. Where's the rest of the crew?
Either.
Actually, I was asking Retz.
Yeah. Either dead or left.
Why are you three still here? There was a shuttle in the landing bay.
The gravitational wave damaged the magnetic corridor. That's the system that protects the ships and the station from the rings. We'd never get out of Saturn's orbit without it.
Have you considered fixing it?
Someone would need to go outside, climb over the hull to the reset switch. That would be suicide. Anyone who goes out there is going to end up a greasy smear over the bodywork.
Right. I think we should go back to the TARDIS as quickly as possible.
It's Johnson, right? Is Grace's ghost still appearing on the station?
She is.
Ella, we can figure this out in the TARDIS.
Obviously, this is somehow linked to what I saw. The TARDIS took us here for a reason, right? If what's going on with Grace here can explain why I saw Mum, then I'd really rather not wait around.
For God's sake, don't tell me the emergency responders have been seeing ghosts too.
You shut the hell up!
I'll tell you exactly what this is. Sabotage. I see your looks, but I'm actually willing to say the truth. Sabotage. Look at what's been happening. The Zygons just walking around on Earth like it's no big deal. Silurians demanding votes on human governments. And now the Ice Warriors crossing our borders, going on about a right to return, when they're the ones who left in the first place. It's subversion. The aliens want to destroy us all. And this is just part of it. Sabotage.
Incredible. A xenophobic xenobiologist.
Whatever. None of you want to hear the truth.
You, my friend, have just outed yourself as the biggest idiot on Saturn. For the rest of the time I'm here, I strongly suggest you don't talk. At all.
The discourse never changes. How depressing.
Ella, I think top priority should be getting back to the TARDIS. I want answers as much as you, but we're responsible for 3 lives now, even if one of them is terrible.
He is terrible. If we get on the TARDIS, we take everyone home, get distracted by something else, and then we never come back here. Never get my answers, and I spend the rest of my life living with you wondering if my mum is haunting me.
I wouldn't let that happen. And for what it's worth, I really don't think your mom is haunting you.
Maybe you'd feel different if it was your mum.
Okay. We need a plan. You, meathead gunman, you said this is the only place on the station that Grace didn't appear.
Yeah, I did say that.
Why?
Grace was military, genetically modified to be stronger than the average human.
Makes sense. All those space fights, all those G-forces could take a serious toll on a normal human body. So if she were genetically modified for health, she'd have less reason to visit medical, correct?
Correct, I guess.
Her ghost is repeating a pattern of behavior when she was alive. Less a haunting, more of an echo of her habits. A plan is forming. Ella, I've got an accessory that makes those pajamas of yours even more stylish.
For God's sake! Okay, I've just seen the green sign with the number 45 on it.
Okay, Ella. That means you're getting close. It's nearly 8 a.m. station time, which means Grace should be appearing in the mess hall soon.
Remind me why we're sending the teenager in her night clothes again?
I'm 26, arsehole.
Grace doesn't know, Ella. It should allow for a more objective assessment on our behalf. Besides, Ella has a couple of hypotheses of her own to test.
Ow!
You okay? What was that?
I'm fine. I just bumped into a paint can or something. I can't see anything through these sunglasses.
And that was a paint truck, perhaps?
Shut up. Just tell me what to do once I get to the mess hall.
Just observe. I set the sonic sunglasses to scan and record, and relay the information back to me. Perhaps the physical data will give us some clue to all this.
And if it doesn't?
Then we'll try something else.
Okay, Ella. The mess hall is just around the corner.
See anything?
Just the hall, tables, what looks like a canteen at the back. There's some kind of computer bank on the left-hand wall.
That's the registration module. Everyone on board's meant to sign in through it each morning. You know, before breakfast. We 3 have been a little lax on that recently.
Ella, go in a little further. Just a few paces.
Okay.
Any change?
Oddly, no. Wait. There is something. There's like... light. A column of light.
Tell me what you see. Give details.
It's shimmering. And moving. It looks like a person. It's... actually quite beautiful.
Identifying details?
Arms, legs, a head.
Useful for describing most sentient life in the universe.
It's about 6 feet tall, getting clearer. A woman, I think.
That's her. That's her.
She's walking past the tables, towards the computer. I think she just waved at someone.
Can you follow her?
Okay. She's definitely going for the computer bank. Bending over, touching the controls.
The sign-in procedure. She's doing the sign-in procedure.
Just as she would at this time every morning. Like I said, not a ghost, but an echo. Her habits in the past, repeating themselves in the present.
If this is an echo of what?
Oh, that was only a little one.
Jesus Christ! What was that?
Ella! Ella, are you okay?
fine. Just tell me what happened.
That was a huge gravity wave. It's practically ripped the station in two.
Ella, the section you're in isn't safe anymore.
If she doesn't move, the roof is going to collapse on top of her.
She needs to come back here, to the medical pavilion.
Not possible. The gravity wave completely cut us off from her.
You mean I'm trapped here?
Ella, there's an airlock on the other side of the mess hall. Airlocks are the most reinforced part of the station. You should be safe from collapse in there. Go, quickly.
I'm in the airlock. What now?
The gravity waves are getting worse. They're going to tear the station apart.
Never mind the station. How am I going to get Ella back to safety?
We need to reactivate the magnetic corridor, but someone has to go outside to do that.
I'll do it. I'm hardier than a lot of you. I'll be able to manage a lot longer.
We cut off the airlock here, and the spacesuits.
Fine. Okay, fine. I'll take the shuttle in the landing bay. I'll hang over the edge or something.
It's impossible. You'll never reach, and that's if the shuttle isn't destroyed first.
It's our best shot, so I'll take it.
There's a spacesuit in here.
Ella, no way.
About my size, too.
Don't you dare. Don't you even think about it.
It's our best shot. Right, Retz?
She's on the right part of the station. Better chance than someone on the shuttle would have.
Absolutely not. Ella, I will not allow you to commit suicide.
Luckily, I don't need your permission. What do you know? Fits perfectly. Retz, can you do me a massive favour?
What do you need?
He's going to be really annoying, so can you keep the doctor off my comms?
No, listen to me.
All right, helmet's going on.
Hit the green button. That will depressurize and open the airlock. Thank you, and good luck.
Jesus, it's like walking into a hurricane.
Ella, the switch to reactivate... Doctor, stop shouting! I'm trying to talk to her! The magnetic corridor is about 10 meters directly above you.
There's nothing to walk on.
The palms and soles of your spacesuit are magnetic. You'll stick to the side of the ship. I'm sorry, but I think you're gonna have to crawl.
Crawling on a collapsing spaceship in my pyjamas. Extremely dignified. What do I do when I reach the reset?
Just pull the lever. That should remagnetize. Not to rush you, but maybe hurry up.
10 meters. That's not far, if I remember my highway code.
There hasn't been a highway code in years.
Great.
You're doing great, Ella. You're almost there.
I can't hold on. It's too much.
You've got to hold on, Ella. Hold on to something. Anything. That's it, Ella. Pull the lever quickly before the gravity wave crushes you. Oh my god, you actually did it without getting crushed, you mad cow.
Hey, less of that.
Sorry, I just can't believe it.
You know, from Earth, looking through the light pollution, I never gave Saturn much thought.
Really? Where I grew up, it was everyone's dream posting.
Where did you grow up?
New Danish Empire. You?
Oh, nowhere special. Somewhere you couldn't really see the sky at night.
Sounds like everywhere on Earth these days. But Saturn's different. It makes you feel things you didn't think you could, or didn't want to.
Maybe I was giving Saturn more thought than I realised.
I think the Doctor wants to talk to you.
I expect so. Can I have a couple of minutes first? I just need a bit of quiet before I get the bollocking of my life.
Sure thing.
The light. There's the light again. Just floating in space.
What?
It's Grace. She's out here, flying.
When she first arrived, she did a flyby of the station. A little morale boost for everyone. That must be what she's doing.
It's beautiful. Mum? Can you hear me?
Alright, after my minor repairs to your shuttle, and now that Ella has reactivated the magnetic corridor, you should be able to fly right out of Satan's orbit. I reckon you should get picked up by a proper rescue team in 6 hours.
A proper rescue team?
Oh, yeah. We're not actually from the Mercury Corps. Freelancers. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, both of you. I can't believe I'm actually going home.
All part of the service. I hear the weather in Denmark is lovely right about now.
But it's December?
You hush.
And what about Grace? Did you figure out why she was appearing?
Yes, I did. The miracle of modern technology. Well, ancient technology. The good news is, she's not dead. Or at least she wasn't dead for some time after disappearing.
She's still alive?
Of course she's dead. She was crushed into a singularity by the gravity.
Sorry, can anyone else hear this xenophobic, horrible kind of whining noise?
If she's not dead, where is she now?
478 years before Christ.
What?
Doctor, I think it's best you just explain rather than doing the whole Q&A thing.
The gravity anomaly created by Grace's flight did not crush space. Rather, it folded it. 2 points of space-time separated by millennia touched, and Grace Fournier was ejected from the 28th century into the past. In fact, the 2 points are still touching, centered around her. Our ghostly apparitions are a symptom of space-time trying to correct itself. Everyone expected her in certain places at certain times, so the universe tried to compensate for the disjointure.
You mean to say we wanted her back, so we made her appear?
Someone did, certainly.
If she's trapped that far in the past, then she might as well be dead. In fact, she's been dead for what, 3,000 years?
Well, yes, but this is where my handy little time machine comes in.
Right, so you two are definitely mad.
Yang, it is my dearest hope that with education and a little patience from your friends, you can become a less awful person. Right, Ella, time for us to leave. I think we need a word in private.
Seems that way.
Ella, before you go, take this.
What's this?
My number.
I'm really flattered. Honestly, I am, but I'm not. You're not. I'm not.
Oh God, I've really embarrassed myself, haven't I?
It isn't you. It's me. Honestly, you have no idea the degree to which it's me and not you.
I understand. You guys go. I'll see you around, I guess.
I hope so, Rats.
This has, without a doubt, been the weirdest 2 weeks of my life.
I guess it's true what they say about Saturn.
And what do they say?
It's a planet of heartbreak.
Language is the key. Saturn, Saturnine, the weight of grief sitting atop a space station. A gravitational anomaly born from the work of mourning. Really quite fascinating. I could write a song, and luckily for us, leads us right to grace.
You're avoiding telling me off because you don't want to seem mean, but you dancing around it is just making it worse.
Getting in that spacesuit was reckless. Worse, it was stupid.
I agree. Saved our lives though, didn't it?
The odds were 1 in a million. The fact you only came away with some strained muscles and dirty pajamas is, frankly, a miracle. Could have been seriously hurt. I might have not had anyone to bring back home.
I don't have a home. That's why I'm here.
Most people don't spend their entire lives here, Ella.
Yes, well, most of them had somewhere else to go, I'd wager.
I appreciate this is a difficult time for you. I really do. And as your friend, I want to help you. But you cannot just throw yourself into every dangerous situation you find. That isn't going to make it better. That's just self-destruction. I know, I've been there.
I'm not sure where you get off on acting like my boss, Time Lord. Actually, it's worse. You're acting like my landlord.
I've been called a lot of terrible things, but no one has ever been so insulting as to compare me to a landlord.
We're obviously going nowhere. Why don't you just go back to the adventure stuff?
Fine. The projections of grace are intrinsically linked to the psychogeography of the station. With the data I took from the sonic sunglasses, the TARDIS telepathic circuits can trace Grace back to her source.
3,000 years ago. Okay, that's the when she is. But what about the where? It pains me to say it, but Yang could be right. She could just be floating around the vacuum of space.
She could be, but she isn't.
Then where is she?
Ancient Greece.
Wow, really?
A tiny border town outside of Sparta, to be specific. At least that's where she landed.
A trip to Greece. I love new experiences.
480 BC. There's a chance we could get caught in a battle with the Persians.
What were you just saying about dangerous situations?
It'll be okay. I was called magician for King Xerxes for quite a while. We go back.
3,000 years out of time. At least I won't get comments about my pajamas.
We've just passed the boundary post, Alexis. Not long until we reach the healer now.
Good. Your sister is getting worse.
No, I'm not. I wish you both stopped fussing so much.
You're having a good day, Alicia, but the bad ones are getting more frequent. What happens when most of the days are bad? Trust me, it's better to see the healer.
He's just a doctor, Egan, not a miracle worker.
Stop! In all my years of robbing travelers on this road, I have never come across a bunch as noisy and indiscreet as you three. Now, give me everything. Money, valuables, food, all of it.
Sir, please. My sister is very sick.
Off to see the healer, are we? Everyone on this road has a sick sister, brother, mother, dog. It makes no difference. Give me your things.
We're not scared of you, filth.
Alicia, please.
This is the sick sister, is it? One more word from you, and I'll start slicing.
Here's one more word. Help! Somebody help us!
Right, that's it.
God be good, what is that?
Radioactivity in the sediment suggests right time. Border post over there suggests right place. This lot are speaking era-appropriate Greek. Perfect landing.
Well done. We'll get you passing your driving test yet. What's going on here?
Good question. Excuse me? What's going on here?
I'm robbing these travelers.
Ah, right. Robbery in progress.
Right. 2 men and 1 woman. Kind of a coincidence, isn't it?
History repeats itself, but often not in the right order.
Old man, who are you? And what in Hades' name is that?
You dare speak so rudely to the Olympians, mere mortal? This box is a transporter of gods.
An old man and a girl in her night clothes? You are no gods, you are false.
Oh, for God's sake! How can someone from before the birth of Christ know what pyjamas are?
False gods, are we? Then how do you explain this?
Gah!
Demonstration of power. Sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. All steps completed. Basically, run.
Wow, I feel like a proper crime fighter. I see why the box says police now.
Oh my word, we've been saved. Saved by the gods who walk among us.
Oh my god.
Yes, yes. Oh my god.
See, Ella, this is always the flaw in the pretend to be a god plan. No, humans, we are not gods. Merely a hyper-intelligent alien being from another world, and his friend from your future.
But sir, you're so stern and imperious and advanced in years. The lightning that snatched the bandit's blade. I would recognize Zeus anywhere.
He's not Zeus, you idiot.
Pipe down, you're meant to be ill, remember?
This is a border post, and the girl called him Doctor. He's obviously Hermes.
Elysia, he's like 100 years old. Hermes is a young man. The girl looks more like Hermes than he does.
Hang on a minute.
Maybe he split his spirit, or she's the separate embodiment of his youth. Or the sacred feminine that walks with all gods. Maybe she's the Doctor.
Mighty Zeus, please forgive my sister. She spends far too much time listening to the tales of travellers and recounting fantasies.
It's no problem. We are in a bit of a rush, actually.
He is not Zeus,
For pity's sake.
nor is he Hermes.
Well, who is he then?
The old man, the bringer of tragedy and old age. The Titan, Kronos.
Come off it, Alexis.
Much sadness follows him. And much time. You there, girl, are you one of his children? Beware him, my child. He will swallow you whole like he swallowed the rest.
I should be okay. He's vegetarian.
Honestly, the debate is so fascinating, but we are in a bit of a hurry. We're looking for someone. A woman named Grace. Probably a recent arrival. Would have appeared from the sky like a falling star.
I'm sorry, my lord. I know nothing of that. We are just trying to conduct my sister to a famous healer who lives around these parts.
A healer?
That's right, she's a doctor from Egypt.
No, she isn't.
So what's wrong with your sick sister?
She's prone to bouts of weakness. Mighty One, if you say you're a doctor, could you help her?
I can take a look if you'll let us travel with you to see this healer.
We would be honoured.
All right, sick sister. What about your symptoms? Headaches?
Sometimes.
Unexplained joint pain?
Often.
Insomnia?
Pretty much always.
As I thought. Your sister has chronic fatigue syndrome.
Chronic fatigue syndrome? What does that mean?
It means you need to take care of her. Activity management, a decent sleeping pattern, and plenty of support should help her get through the day.
Well, for all his faults, Egan's never let me down.
Excellent. We can discuss a proper treatment plan on the way to this healer, perhaps.
That sounds entirely reasonable, Mighty One.
As I'd like to say, awesome. Up you come, Ella.
I hope the suspension on this thing is better than it looks.
Driver, onwards.
It's night.
Yeah, not long till dawn, actually.
God, I must have slept for hours, and I'm still knackered.
Humans are amazing. All the curiosity and wonder, but you sleep for 40% of your lives, and that's your favorite part. You're like hedgehogs.
The sky's so clear. I've never seen so many stars.
The light pollution is so low, you can see far more in this time than where you come from. See that star there?
Which one?
That one, to the left, just a bit.
Yeah, okay.
You're looking at Saturn.
Wow. I wonder if much has changed there, between then and now. Although, I guess now is then?
It's best not to think about it.
I think there's a house ahead. Is that where this healer lives?
Apparently so.
I'm still not sure I follow what any of this has to do with Grace, or my mum.
The TARDIS brought us to that exact border post, at that exact time, to meet these exact people. All this was instigated by her reading your timeline. Have a little faith in the old girl.
I think someone's coming. From the house, look.
Well met, travelers. My name is Sophia, owner of this estate. Are you here to see the healer? You must be keen to arrive at such an early hour.
And you must be an enthusiastic host to be awake to meet us.
I love to see the dawn arrive. What are your names?
My name is the Doctor, and this is my friend, Ella. Somehow still snoozing in the back of this wagon are Egan, Alexis, and Alicia. And we have travelled a distance you honestly would not believe to see this healer of yours.
She's normally preparing for her dawn run around this time, though I'm sure she can delay for visitors.
Going for a run? That's not very 480 BC, is it?
The healer is a unique woman. Come, I'll take you inside.
This is quite the place.
It's true. I am very privileged. But privilege entails responsibility, don't you agree?
Oh, I do. No slaves?
I despise the practice.
How refreshing.
I have to admit, I've never been a big fan of classical architecture, but in its original context, I'm kind of warming to it.
What do you mean, classical? I've never seen so many mod-coms in one place.
I guess brutalism is a bit hard to come by before the birth of Christ.
You speak so strangely. What was your name? Ella? You remind me so much of the healer.
Is she nearby? The doctor has been so helpful with my sister, but a second opinion is always welcome. No offense.
None taken.
She's just through here, my friends. Grace, my love, there are some people here to see you.
Wait, hang on. Grace is the healer.
I thought that was pretty heavily telegraphed.
Well, you could have said something.
New patients? I best take a look. Oh, you two don't look much like ancient Greeks.
Grace Fournier, you have no idea how far we've traveled to pick you up.
You're a Mercury Core? But that isn't possible. The Mercury Core I know don't have time travel. I don't know what to say. What are your names?
Oh, ignore him. He just likes his gadgets. We're not Mercury Core, just a couple of freelance time travelers who managed to find you. I'm Ella, and my geriatric friend is the Doctor.
Hey!
Oh, and this is Alicia. She has chronic fatigue syndrome and was hoping you could help her.
Actually, that is a good point. Why does everyone think an ace space pilot is a mystical healer?
It's a long story. Take a seat, I'll start from the beginning. Experiment Day was when it happened. To be honest, it was the first bit of technical flying I'd done in months. Maybe that's why it happened. I was rusty and slipped up. I went too fast in the loop between the planet and its rings. Either way, when I left Saturn, there was a lot of light and a lot of noise, and then I crashed. I came down about a mile away. The ship was totaled. God knows how I got away with just a broken rib. There was so much fire and smoke, I thought I might have crashed into Saturn itself. Maybe Saturn really was a demon and it swallowed me whole. But when I saw the grass and stars in the sky, it was like a picture book of Earth. Right at the beginnings of its history, and I saw the lights of Sophia's house, I couldn't believe my luck. Although, to be honest, I've always been lucky. I think someone up there likes me.
I was dying when Grace arrived from the sky, but she saved my life. I think only the gods could have sent you.
She had an infection, only something serious compared to the era. Otherwise, a quick course of antibiotics from my emergency medical kit cleared it right up.
So that's what you've been doing in ancient Greece this whole time? Using future medicine to heal people?
Word got out. They kept saying I was a miracle healer, but it's really only standard issue stuff. Antibiotics, nanoplasters, and even painkillers. I'm running low, though.
You spent all your weeks here helping people. I'm not sure I could manage that. I think I'd just despair.
I did plenty of despairing. I still do now and then, but, the people of this time helped me. There's always work to do and debts to be repaid. Privilege and responsibility, right?
You're really not what I expected, Grace.
That's what I aim for.
So, is that all? You got out of your ship, headed to Sophia's, and have lived here for the past few weeks?
No, that isn't all. Hey, are you alright? I saw a body in the grass. For a terrible moment I thought somebody had been caught in the crash. He was still alive though, and only a boy, maybe 9 or 10, but not like any boy I'd ever seen before.
An alien?
I've met ice warriors and fire maidens, fought alongside Zygons and Silurians, and I've met plenty of augmented humans at the Academy, but I'd never seen someone like him. His skin was blue and reflective. It picked up the colors around him, all the fire and smoke. He looked like oil and water, but alive. His clothes were a fabric I'd never seen, and he had this helmet, like a space helmet, but way more advanced than mine, with little wings on the side.
Was he alive?
I've tried to care for him. I healed his wounds and mended his bones, but he just won't wake up. And if he's an alien, I could have just hurt him. Or passed the pathogen onto a system that he can't cope with.
He's still here?
I can take you to him. Every day it seems like he struggles a little more to breathe. You said you're a doctor. Can you help him? Can you tell us who he is at least?
I can try, if you let me see him.
Alright. Follow me. He's there, in the bed.
What is he? Do you recognize the species?
Yes, I do. He's Andorian, a messenger for interspatial postal service. They're time-sensitive beings and extremely delicate, but they travel through the time vortex, delivering messages for the past and future. Love letters, summons, the secrets of the universe passing through their hands.
An outer space post boy? This story is just getting stranger and stranger.
Yes. I'm afraid he's very unwell.
Can you do anything for him?
I don't know. And I'm sorry. Genuinely so sorry. But if someone doesn't do something for him soon, he's going to die.
Guarding the wagon still, Alexis?
Indeed, child. I find it's best to just let Egan get on with things. He can be a little highly strung.
I know someone like that.
I see there's a sadness weighing on you, my dear. Do tell me what's wrong.
Oh, nothing really. It's just I've lost nearly everything important to me. My mum, my job, my home, my brother. All my fault. I've spent days chasing all around the solar system looking for a reason, but the only thing I can think of is that I deserve it. I've obviously spent so long pushing everyone and everything away that I can't keep hold of anything. Even this life with the doctor. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I think the Titan wants to speak to you.
Huh? Oh, the doctor.
Hi.
Hi. Any news? Where's Grace?
Grace is giving Alicia a look over, just to put Egan's mind at rest. I've been examining the messenger.
And?
It isn't good. I think he has gravity fever. It's a very rare and dangerous condition, Ella, and little studied. We had maybe one case a century on Gallifrey. It can happen when you get too close to space-time anomalies. Time is a function of gravity, and the body can begin to leach mass from its environment as time progresses. The victim ages quicker and increases in mass, until they are so weak they can be crushed to death. For a species as delicate as the Andorian, it's especially dangerous.
God, that's so horrible. How did that happen to him?
I have a theory. You remember the turbulence we hit just before all this started?
Of course.
I think this was the gravitational anomaly made by Grace's experiment. She didn't mess up. In fact, she executed it perfectly. But the anomaly drew us and the messenger too. A three-way collision, plus a number of extremely complex space-time events equals a big mess.
A space-time traffic accident? And my mum? You said the gravitational anomaly let the crew of the Kronos labs bring up the image of her. Is that what happened? Did I make her appear?
Maybe. I think it was a little different.
How? For God's sake, just tell me.
Your mom has never been aboard the TARDIS. She had no relationship with Saturn or Sparta or any of the factors here. Only you. I think the moment of weakness in the fabric of space-time overlapped with how you're feeling. A moment of stress for both you and the universe. All those negative feelings and negative forces bleeding into each other like the edges of a melting snowflake. What would anyone else do, given the position you're in, given everything you'll feel right now?
I guess try and speak to someone they love.
But that wasn't possible. Not at that moment. So I think the universe tried to do the next best thing and remind you of her.
The universe isn't very emotionally sensitive. What does this mean?
It means your mother isn't haunting you, Ella. I'm sorry, but she's just gone. Ella, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
You know what I mean.
Nothing's wrong. But I don't have anything now, do I? My home's gone. My job's gone. My mum's gone. I treated my brother so horribly that he's probably gone too.
You have me, and the TARDIS, and all of time and space, if you fancy it.
And that boy in there? We've spent all this time running through the history of my sadness just to find a dying child at the climax. That doesn't bode well.
Ella, I will find a way.
I lied to you.
Oh, what about?
I haven't spoken to Jacob because he found her. Mum, I mean. I'm terrified that looking at him will make me think of what happened. And I know that with every day I don't call him, he worries that he'll lose me the same way we lost Mum. And God, the guilt of that. The prospect of that thought coming out of his mouth. I can't even bear to think about it.
Found her? Ella, your mum died in a car accident.
No, she didn't.
That's what you said. But she drove on the motorway in the rain.
She killed herself.
Ella, I am truly sorry.
It's fine. Not your fault. She always struggled. I think 2 kids growing up, moving away, made everything harder. She gave everything to us. And I feel like it cost her.
You can't blame yourself. You mustn't.
She went on the motorway that night to find a cheap motel. Left us a note. Some money. Locked the door, turned off her phone. We spent all night looking for her. Jacob found her in the end.
I can only imagine how much that hurt Ella.
That's the thing. I can only imagine it too. I can't carry the honest, brutal fact that my mum is dead. Especially now running around Saturn and ancient Greece. This life. People are meant to die nobly, saving a village full of children or whatever. Not in a cheap motel, with 15 missed calls from her daughter.
You could have told me.
I couldn't. It was too heavy. I can't bear all this. The sorrow of losing her, the guilt of Jacob. I've been heartbroken so long I can't imagine anything else.
You can heal. You can do more than you realize.
You've got to accept it to heal. I'm sorry, Doctor. I'm sorry to let you down, but I can't bear the weight of it.
Ella, you have nothing to apologize for. What you're going through would be so much for anyone to deal with. But look at you, running around with me, finding Grace, helping the messenger. That's extraordinary. You're extraordinary.
It's my fault, though, that I'm in this scenario, and left my brother all alone to deal with his grief because I was too weak.
Strength and weakness are the rhetoric of dictators, not someone amazing like you. I have no doubt you can bear the weight. Bear the weight. Bear the weight.
Doctor?
How much do you weigh?
I'm not sure now's the time.
Seriously, I'm not being weird. How much do you weigh?
I don't know. 70 kilos?
Stand up. Seriously, stand up. Now jump. High as you can.
Okay, that was weird.
Oh, we're good. We're very good.
Why do I weigh so much less? Wait. You said the gravity fever leaches mass from its surroundings.
Yes, I did. But the messenger isn't leeching it from his surroundings.
He's leeching them from us.
Not us. From you, specifically. And Grace too, I imagine, plus her ship, and the amount of crushing. But Ella, don't you know what this means?
What does this mean?
It means that image of your mom. It wasn't just an image. And it wasn't just the universe trying to make you feel better. It was the universe connecting you to the messenger, making you a part of events, bringing you this exact moment, so you can rescue that child in that bed.
Oh my god. Can it do that? Can the universe really do something conscious like that?
I have no idea, but either way, Allah Fazalen. I think your mom just saved the messenger's life.
You can save him?
I can! Grace's spacesuit is proper 28th century tech, nano-integrated with her ship. All those mass converters and G-buffers, I can rig it up so I can take all this excess mass and give it back to you and Grace.
Seriously? Well, great. I never agreed with dieting anyway.
And you seem so much happier already. Everything's coming up, Doctor.
Well, we can save the celebrations for after. Come on, we've got no time to waste.
Are you sure this will work? Redistributing the mass between the three of us?
I can't say for certain, but it's worth a go. Don't you do redistribution in the 20th century?
I don't really get involved in politics.
Maybe you should. It might mean there are less idiots like Yang running around.
And you're sure it's not going to end up crushing us to death instead?
Well, if there's any mess, I promised Sophia I'd clean it up. Okay, I'm going to need you both to grab onto these mass conversion nodes. And each other, and the messenger too.
What, like a prayer circle?
I don't know. Imagine it as a ham-fisted metaphor for solidarity. Solidarity solves everything. That's my motto. Here.
Good luck.
You too.
All right. I'm going to activate the mass converter with this. If the sound reaches its normal pitch, it means our little blue amigo here has stabilized. If not, best not to think about it. Ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Here we go.
Please work. Please, Mum, let this work.
Wow, I can't believe that actually worked.
Doctor, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll go and tell Sophia.
Mum, if you can hear me, thank you.
And how is the patient doing?
I believe I'll be strong enough to jump away soon, back to the depot. Sophia has been very kind, but I miss home.
Of course. Well, I won't hang around. Grace misses home too, and I'm sure whoever you were delivering to will be missing the message.
Actually, Doctor, I was trying to deliver a message to you.
To me?
Indeed. It was addressed to the Doctor, the infamous renegade Time Lord in the TARDIS that looks like a blue box. Here. Just wave your hand to read it.
All right. Junk mail. Nothing important. Anyway, as I said, we won't hang around. Goodbye, little friend.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Are you sure you won't stay?
480 BC is a nice holiday, but I am a 28th century woman at heart. Are you sure you won't come with me?
This is my home and I love it. And my children would miss me when they come back from school.
Not as much as I'll miss you, I think. Goodbye, Sophia.
Goodbye, Grace.
Everybody ready?
As I'll ever be. Don't forget about me, Sophia.
As if I could.
Home.
London doesn't change.
Wow, it really doesn't.
Ah, I love it. Space is great, but nothing beats the old Earth shops. Doctor, from one adventure junkie to another, thank you for bringing me home.
No problem. Try not to get lost again, though.
I make no promises. Before you leave, could I have a moment with Ella?
Oh, of course. Let me know when you're ready to leave, Ella.
Thanks.
It was amazing to meet you, Grace.
You too, Ella. I wanted to say, you've lost someone, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. My mum. How did you tell?
It's written all over your face, and I understand how you feel. The truth is I chose to be posted at Kronos Labs after my partner took his own life.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks. I miss him. He was so different to me. Not a drop of Venture's blood in him. He was such a home bird, but we made it work. He always struggled, though. And one day I came back from my Pluto tour, and he was gone.
How did you survive?
At first, not well. I pushed people away. Being with our friends, it made me feel like I'd been left behind. I went to Kronos Labs because partly it was hard being around everything that reminded me of him. Partly because killing ice warriors after that was kind of difficult.
I know. It's hard.
But also because, subconsciously, I wanted to do something he'd be proud of. He taught. He was a teacher of recreational physics. God, he would have had a field day with all that goes on at Kronos.
I'm glad you could find something like that, Grace.
Sorry, I don't mean to hold you hostage. I'll let you go in a minute. I'm just saying this because I want you to understand. The person you lost hasn't left you behind. It's an irreducibly terrible thing, but you aren't just a leftover. And it's not a bad thing to be with the people you love together. Actually, it can help. Like the doctor said, solidarity solves everything.
Thank you, Grace. Genuinely. I really hope we bump into you again. Although, maybe that's a poor choice of words.
Alright, I'll let you go. And tell the doctor I think I'm gonna run for president.
Goodbye, Grace.
Right then, as bedtime stories go, that was 1.5. You must be ready to put your head down.
Actually, Doctor, before I get out of these horribly soiled pajamas, there was one more thing I wanted to do.
Your wish is my command.
Ella.
We're out of milk, so I was going to nip to the shop.
Cheers, love. Take a £5 out of my wallet and get us some chocolate or something.
Got a craving?
Always.
Okay, back in a minute.
Hey, what's this for? I just want you to know I love you. Like, loads. A stupid amount. Well, I love you too, sweetheart. And I always will. No matter how far apart we are. I know. I'm going to call Jacob, by the way. I promise. Just a promise between me and you. Oh, well, good. He'd love to hear from you. He loves you, that boy. Nearly as much as I do. Wait a minute. Are those pyjamas? Are you going to the shop in your bloody pyjamas? Guess you caught me. Ella Fitzallen, I raised you better than that. Go on, get out of here before I change my mind about the chocolate. Okay, Mum. I'll see you soon. Love you. Yeah, love you too. And for God's sake, will you shut your bedroom window? I've never known a draft like it. Honestly, that girl.
The History of Sadness starred Guillaume Babet as the Doctor, Laura Selwood as Ella Fitzallen and Ella's mother, Daru McAllis as Johnson and Alexis, Jeremiah Trim as Yang and Egan, Lydia May Cooney as Retz and Alicia, Riley Silverman as Grace, Lane Ferriero as Sophia, Rob Shade as the Bandit, and Lee Madrigal as the Messenger. It was written by James Blanchard, directed by Elizabeth Smith, sound edited by Krista McTire and Andrew Davis, and scored by Terry Fairchild, Dylan O'Hara, and Studio Gallifrey. Special effects were sourced from Subsplot, BBC Rewind, and Freesound. TARDIS and Sonic Screwdriver special effects were sourced from TARDIS SFX and the Doctor Who Music Project. Don't forget to subscribe to the 12th Doctor Fan Audios YouTube channel.